Hello, welcome back to the reading of the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 3, Chapter 292, Part 2, The Sermon and Miracles of Bozrah. He goes through a corridor into a small yard. He climbs a little staircase, reaches a porched gallery, and enters a large room in which Jesus and his group are about to finish their meal with the merchant. 2 of the 4 Pharisees have come. You had better see what you must do. For the time being I have seen to them. They wanted to come with me, but I did not want them. They are now down in the yard with many sick people and many others. I will come at once. Thank you, Pharaoh. You may go. They all get up. Jesus orders his disciples and the women to stay where they are, with the exception of his mother, Mary, Clopas, Susanna, and Salome. But seeing the sad countenance of those who have been excluded, he says, Go up to the terrace. You will hear me just the same. He goes out with the apostles and the 4 women. He goes back the same way as the host came and enters the large yard. The crowds crane their necks to see, and those who are sly climb up onto straw stacks, on carts standing on one side, or on the edge of reservoirs. The 2 Pharisees go and meet him ceremoniously. Jesus greets them with his usual salutations, as if they were his most faithful friends. But he does not stop to reply to their unctuous questions. Are you so few, and without disciples? So they have left you. Jesus, continuing to walk, replies gravely, No one left me. You have come from Marbella, where you met those who precede me. And in Judea you met Judas of Simon, Thomas, Nathanael, and Philip. The stout Pharisee no longer dare follow him, and he stops all of a sudden blushing. The other, who is more barefaced, insists, That is true, but as we knew that you were with faithful disciples and with some women, we were surprised at seeing you were so few people. We wanted to see your new conquests and congratulate you. And he gives a false smile. My new conquests, there they are, said, and Jesus makes a wide semicircular gesture, pointing at the crowds, which are mainly from the region beyond the Jordan. That is, from this region where Bozrah is. And without giving the Pharisee time to retort, he begins to speak. Those who previously did not inquire about me have been looking for me, and those who previously did not look for me have found me. And I said, Here I am, to a nation which did not invoke my name. Glory be to the Lord who speaks the truth through the lips of the prophets. Look at this crowd which has gathered round me. I really rejoice in the Lord because I see that the promises which the Eternal Father made to me when he sent me to the world have been fulfilled. Those promises which I myself, with the Father and the Paraclete, put in the thoughts, on the lips and in the hearts of the prophets, the promises of which I was aware before becoming flesh, and which encouraged me to be made flesh. And they encouraged me, yes, they encouraged me against hatred, malice, mistrust, and falsehood. Those who previously did not inquire about me have been looking for me, and those who did not look for me have found me. How come? If I was instead rejected by those to whom I had stretched out my hand, saying, Here I am. And yet they knew me, whereas these people here did not know me. So here is the key to the mystery. It is not a fault to ignore, but it is a fault to deny. And too many of those who know me, and to whom I stretched my hands, have denied me as if I were illegitimate or a thief, a corrupting demon, because their pride has extinguished their faith, and they have gone astray along bad, twisted, sinful ways, leaving the way which my voice points out to them. Sin is in the heart, on the table, in the beds, in the hearts, in the minds of this people which rejects me, and which, seeing its own filth reflected everywhere, sees it on me also. And its bitterness piles it up more and more. And it says to me, Go away, because you are unclean. So what will he say? Who is coming with his robe dyed red, handsome in his garment, and is walking in the power of his strength? Will he accomplish already what Isaiah says? And will he not be quiet? But will he pour on their laps what they deserve? No, he will not. First, he has to tread the winepress alone, abandoned by everybody, to make the wine of redemption, the wine that exhilarates the just and makes them blessed, the wine that exhilarates the guilty of the great sin, to crush their sacrilegious power into crumbs. Yes, my wine, which is maturing hour by hour in the sun of eternal love, will be the ruin and salvation of many. As it is stated in a prophecy not yet written, but deposited in the unsplit rock from which the vine giving the wine of eternal life sprang up. Do you understand? No, you doctors of Israel do not understand, but it does not matter whether you understand. The darkness of which Isaiah speaks is descending upon you. They have eyes and do not see. They have ears and do not hear. You shield the light with your hatred, so that one can say that the light was repelled by darkness and the world refused to know it. But exult, you who were in the dark and believed in the light which was announced to you, and you desired it, sought it, and found it. Exult, O faithful people who have come to salvation, crossing mountains, valleys, and lakes without considering the burden of the long journey. The same applies to the other spiritual journey which will take you, O people of Bozrah, from the darkness of ignorance to the light of wisdom. Exult, O people of Haran, exult in the joy of knowledge. Truly, it refers also to you and to your neighboring peoples, when the prophet sings that your camels and dromedaries will crowd the streets of Naphtali and Zebulun to worship the true God, and to be his servants in the holy mild law, which does not impose anything in order to give divine paternity and eternal happiness, but compliance with the 10 Commandments of the Lord, to love the true God with one's whole being, to love one's neighbor as oneself, to keep the Sabbath without desecrating it, to honor one's parents, not to kill, not to steal, not to commit adultery, not to bear false witness, not to covet the wife or property of other people. Oh, you are blessed if coming from farther away you will go beyond those who belonged to the house of the Lord and went out of it, urged by the 10 Commandments of Satan. Dislike of God, love of oneself, corruption of cult, harshness towards parents, murderous desire, attempt to steal other people's holiness, fornication with Satan, false witness, envy of the nature and mission of the word, and the horrible sin which ferments and matures in the depth of hearts, of too many hearts. This has been a reading from the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 3, Chapter 292, Part 2, The Sermon, and Miracles at Bozrah. Thank you for listening. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.